to Courtney Time for Planning. This is fantastic. So, it was my first time, and I was a little nervous. I mean, at least I was there with a friend, but, you know, think about that word friend. It actually covers an awful lot of people. I mean, there are friends who are friends because they really know who you are. There are friends who are friends because they want something from you. And then there's a third category of friends, the people who only hang out with you because they want to sleep with you. But in the summer of 1995, I was willing to take any friend, the first friend I could get. I had just finished my junior year at Yale, and in one of those decisions that only university undergrads can make, I decided I was going to spend the summer learning Cherokee Indian language at a college in rural Oklahoma. Local students didn't exactly appreciate me or my Yale pedigree, maybe because I never stopped mentioning it. Back east, you folks are nothing but a bunch of seditious homosexuals. And Bill Clinton. I wanted to explain that Bill Clinton wouldn't stick around back east if he couldn't get laid, but I didn't think this would help. So I was completely alone. The only person that paid any attention to me at all was Robbie. Robbie was popular because he was the leader of the school's own Broadway theater troupe. He had ripped arms and spoke in a sort of Marilyn Monroe-like whisper. "Hey there, cowboys, the party's here." But as much as the locals loved Robbie, they didn't accept him. As a gay black man, Robbie stood out in this mostly white, entirely conservative small town. Despite his popularity, he was even more of an outsider than I was. After seeing him around campus a few times, he came up to me and said, "I have decided that you and I are friends." Just like that. And then one day after a few beers, he leaned over and said in a conspiratorial voice, "I'm performing at a secret show, a special show this weekend. Are you free?" Well, I had no other friends. So yes, I was free. So that weekend, Robbie came and picked me up and took me to the show. It was at a gay bar called Ron's Place. Not that there was any sign or anything about that outside. That was the price of being a gay bar in rural Oklahoma. In fact, you couldn't even walk into Ron's through the front door. You literally had to enter from the rear. But once inside, it was a completely different world entirely. There was a raised stage with a mural of a unicorn leaping out of a rainbow and silver streamers. Robbie looked over at me. "Is this your first time in a gay bar?" Well, it was my first time, and I was a little nervous, but luckily I had my friend there with me. "Well, if any man comes up to you, whatever you do, don't tell him you're straight. It will make you more of a challenge." "Well, what do I do?" "You just say you only date black men." Okay, I mean, that seemed to make sense for whatever reason. "Anyway, I've got to go get ready, but you just make sure you say, 'I only date black men.'" No sooner had Robbie went away to go backstage to get ready than I heard a voice behind me. "Are you new around here?" Now, I rehearsed my line. "I only date black men. I only date black men. I only date black men." And I turned around to see who my suitor was. It was a guy about 6 foot tall, blue jeans, no shirt, and a cowboy hat. He was black. Shit. Now what do I do? But in a panic, I just blurted out, "Hey, I'm straight, I'm straight." And the guy looked at me like I was some poor wounded creature and was like, hey, no problem. Enjoy Ron's." Now, at first I was relieved, but in 2 seconds later, I was offended that he gave up that easily. But then the lights went out. Music came on, and then there on the stage under a spotlight was Robbie. He was wearing a green evening dress and a bobbed wig and perfect makeup. He made a beautiful woman, although one with biceps that would have made those Abercrombie and Fitch models like envious. And he was dancing around and lip-syncing to a song by Shania Twain. "Man, I feel like a woman." And the crowd was loving it. Crumpled up dollar bills were flying onto the stage from all corners of the room. And when the song was over, Robbie came down from the stage and they just mobbed him. But he cut right through them and he said, "Everybody, I want you to meet someone very special. This is my friend Tom. You buy him drinks." And that was the first time that I think anybody ever bought me a drink in a bar. And there was 3 of them all at once. So I had 3 beers and sipping like that. But it was like that with Robbie all the time whenever we went out. It was like we were the Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie of rural Oklahoma. And Robbie had a theory for everything, including sexual orientation. Tom, I have a theory about the difference between straight boys and gay boys. I think the only difference is 3 or 4 beers. And this meant that for Robbie, everybody was in play. So he'd get jealous whenever some woman would pay any attention to me, when Celeste and the local bartenders would give me free drinks. This one's on me, Tom. Robbie would say things like, it's on her? Oh, how many things have been on her? And then Robbie would sometimes try to convince me that things would be better with him. I have had such a hard day at the bars that I cannot fathom sleeping alone tonight. Maybe I could sleep in your bed. Oh, Robbie, I don't think that's a good idea. Well, what if we were to sleep head to toe? Then nothing at all could happen. I'm like, is this guy serious? Is this Robbie's version of just a tip? But that was just Robbie. And that's just how he was, and he was my friend, and I was glad that he was there. But the fact was, his jealousy would end up testing our friendship. It was my last night in Oklahoma at the end of the summer, and we'd all gone out to the bar where Celeste worked. When Robbie was in the bathroom, Celeste grabbed me. Look, you idiot. I've been giving you free drinks all summer trying to get with you. Least you could do is kiss me tonight. I found her logic compelling. When Robbie got out of the bathroom, he saw us. Tom, how could you? But then he started to cry. And then he ran away. And that was when I realized that for him, we weren't Paris and Nicole. For him, we were Jay and Beyonce. He was genuinely hurt, and I was genuinely worried that I'd lost my friend. Next day, I was getting ready to pack my things, get ready to jump on a Greyhound bus and leave Oklahoma. And to my relief, Robbie came by. He brought me presents, a pair of ceramic theater masks. One happy, painted white, another sad, painted black. In case you can't tell, the white one is you. And I'm still mad at you for liking girls. But he said that with a smile, and so we were still friends. It was a summer of a lot of firsts, but I have to be honest, I was happy that I took the first friend I could get. Thank you, guys.